Hey guys, welcome to Hot for Health. I'm Bri.
I'm Abby.
And let's get into it. So we are going to talk about some juicy shit today.
Yes, I think this will be very relatable for those in their 20s since the topic is relationships in your 20s.
Let's go all in on this. We're not going to share personal stories per se and throw anyone under the bus because we got that tea. The tea will not be piping hot in this episode, but we want to touch on a few things. Where do you want to start?
I would say, for each relationship that you're in, you definitely grow as a person, right? So I would say in your 20s...
One could hope.
Yeah, one can hope. And emotional maturity definitely happens after probably your mid-20s, which is significant, mental health change.
It really depends. Some people just don't grow up, so.
Truly. But yeah, I remember being in my early 20s and I just remember thinking I would never date anyone in college. And I didn't. I think one of my boyfriends that I didn't have many boyfriends. I had probably on average maybe 4 or 5 throughout my life.
I had a lot of boyfriends.
Of course. Mine were long-term, but most of them. But I will say that I would never date anyone that's at a college or a university because I didn't trust anyone. And in today's
You shouldn't trust anyone if you're in college.
Yeah, in today's hookup culture, I'm absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. I did want to touch on one thing. I actually wrote it down, but so you said with each relationship you grow.
Yes.
And really, you're going to carry your own shit if you don't heal, you're going to keep making the same mistakes and carrying the same shit into each relationship that you go into until you heal. For example, I grew up with a lot of trauma and I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of trust issues. So every single relationship that I wasn't, before therapy and before EMDR and before I really did the work, I brought that into every single relationship. Mm-hmm. But I thought that it was, because it always looked different, because every single relationship is different. You really have to figure your own shit out if you want to be in a healthy, stable relationship.
100%. And it's not just you. It's you learn what you're willing to accept in a relationship and what you're not.
Boundaries.
But you really, after every relationship, you need to reflect, what could I have done differently? What did I do that might have triggered someone else to act the way they did?
Even in our relationships now, there's accountability that we need 100%. To take and how can I go about that situation differently? Mm-hmm.
And I was also very self-aware that I definitely had probably a jealousy problem, but it was just because of the culture we lived in, which was a hookup culture, binge drinking culture. The social media was huge and it created so much more anxiety and stress and the unrealistic expectations of beauty and constantly comparing myself to others. It was a lot of things and definitely being emotionally immature. I knew I was emotionally immature. It took me till probably 28, 29 to truly be emotionally mature. But also I definitely remember there was a breaking point in one of my relationships where I was just it was the one before my current relationship. I just remember being you know what? This is what I am looking for in a partner. Mm-hmm. This is what I will accept and won't accept. And honestly, I think you just get to a point where you're just so drained and done with what you've put up with because you also hold out hope when you're younger. You think you can change people or people will change.
Everyone thinks, okay, I shouldn't say everyone, but you really think that it is going to get better or I can change them. Just people show you who they are immediately.
You need to take people at their face value. Truly.
What I did want to touch on was something I like to call the 5-date rule. So I was super desperate when I was younger, when I was in my 20s. I was trying to find love with everyone. I thought that every single man that I was going on a date with, and I dated casually a lot. So that's where the 5-date rule comes in. So I think I told you about this before.
You have.
But you basically don't sleep with someone, you don't touch them, you don't go in the pants until 5 dates. And the people who are just using you for sex or a quick fix, you know what I mean? They will not be around after the first date. And you just really weed out the bad ones. And that's how I found my fiance. I was doing the 5-date rule. Yeah, I'm kind of done with that. Just like don't sleep with people immediately.
No.
Don't do it because they will lose respect for you because you have no respect for yourself. If you just want to sleep with someone, sleep with them, but don't expect them to ever want to be with you. Like you.
I mean, I would say, I kind of.
Once in a blue moon that happens. I know one person who married the person she slept with on the first date.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would say it is, I think the older you get, the more that rule definitely applies, but I would say it is up to you, but I do think.
If you're looking for respect from a man and you sleep with him on the first date,
but what if the vibes are vibing? Like, what if
the vibes are always vibing? Everyone's there to have sex. It really depends if that guy on the first date automatically already knows he wants to marry you, then yes, you can sleep with him. But if he's testing the waters with you to see if, because a guy will think if she's sleeping with me on the first date, she sleeps with everyone else on the first date.
No, and I honestly, like, I totally understand that. And I'm not saying from my own personal experience or anything like that. I'm saying like people that are watching might think, well, I've had experiences of, where we met at a bar.
You're still with him now, are you?
Hey, I mean,
this came from a lot of guys. I didn't just make this up. This came from a lot of guys basically saying, hold off, we don't respect you if you put out on the first date.
Mm-hmm. And I think it just goes down to what are your values? What do you want? I think I do think it's a good rule to have. I think it definitely shows like you're rare because I think a lot of women, especially in their early 20s and mid 20s, probably sleep with a lot, guys on the first date. I would say,
That's typically what you do because you're drinking, the vibes are high, everyone's trying to get in everyone's pants, you're horny.
Mm-hmm. Just be the
girl who respects yourself and doesn't put out unless the guy drops hundreds of dollars on you first.
Yeah.
There was something we wanted to touch on.
Yep.
What was it?
In relationships, I would say in relationships, it is, especially when you're younger and your frontal lobe is not fully developed and you're still maturing, it is very easy to become codependent with someone you're in a relationship with, which means that basically you have an over-reliant.
You're up their ass.
Yeah, you're over-reliant on them. But it's not, genuinely, it's almost like an addiction to them. Yeah. And it's hard to kind of break away from them. Like you feel anxious when you're not with them. You don't do things on your own. They have to be with you. You feel weird going out with your friends and not being with your friends or not having him with you or her with you.
That sounds like a toxic relationship.
Well, it is. It's not it is not a healthy attachment. And the best attachment to have is definitely like
secure attachment styles.
Well, yes, but interdependency. So interdependency is when you guys, it's a mix of being dependent in healthy ways and independent in healthy ways. So obviously, if you're totally independent, you're not allowing your partner to be a partner with you. But if you have that healthy mix, you're allowing.
You go out with your friends, you do your own thing, and then you meet your partner.
Right, and you still have your own hobbies. You don't let that be taken away from you just because you're in a relationship. You still see your friends. You don't let that. Of course, priorities might change, especially as you get older. You're trying to build a family and build a relationship, but always make sure you keep those hobbies, those interests that you have. You want your own life as well. Like, yes, you come together as two, but you do need to have your own interests as well.
I feel like in your 20s, I don't deal with this in my 30s, also because I'm engaged, so I live with my fiance, you know what I mean? But like in your 20s, I just remember being in high school, I never saw my friends. I was always up my boyfriend's butt. Like, you know what I mean? And my friends would be like, and I would be like, they just don't get it. They're not in love. Right. No, that's a toxic relationship.
It is.
If you're feeling anxiety when you're not with your partner, that probably means you don't trust your partner. You shouldn't be feeling anxiety. Like when I'm not with Michael and I'm with my girls, we're having a blast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Girls' time is essential. And the other thing is I can see though, like in your early 20s and mid 20s, like partying, drinking, I get the anxiety. I do. It's very natural to have, but trust is so important. But honestly, like I can't even speak from experience because I didn't trust when I was in my early 20s. And that was my own mistake for like allowing myself to even get into these relationships, thinking that I could be a healthy partner. I was definitely not a healthy partner with certain things.
Well, in your 20s, guys are having fun. They're not really it's a rare diamond in the rough for a guy to be like, I want to settle down and have kids right now. No, the majority of them do not want to settle down and have kids right now.
And you need to, and like, that's the thing. Like, the other thing is, the biggest thing in a relationship, this is one thing I learned, love is not enough. Respect should come first. Respect.
Absolutely.
Kindness.
I love a lot of things.
And love, yeah.
I love a lot of things that are not good for me. In my 20s, I used to love drugs. That wasn't good for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, love is not ever going to be enough. You can love a lot of things that are not healthy for you.
Right. Love is not enough.
Just because you feel love for someone doesn't mean that they're your soulmate. I personally don't even believe in soulmates. I feel like you make it work with who your person is, and you both make it work together, because relationships are not easy. I don't know any relationship where they don't deal with their own shit. And the grass is greener where you water it. And I feel like having the soulmate mentality thinks that there's just this one person out there that, like, once I find them, we're going to be perfect together. Right. No, you have to make it, you both have to actively try and make it work.
Yep. I completely agree. Arguing is actually healthy in relationships. It's how you argue and how you treat one another when you disagree with something. Like
bullying, talking shit to each other, name calling, that's
belittling,
not healthy. But
not healthy.
Having your own opinion and speaking up is healthy.
Yelling at each other or being avoidant, saying hurtful things that you don't necessarily mean. Those are all going to damage relationships that can have true effects of not lasting. You won't last.
Think that partying a lot does ruin your relationships.
1000%.
Because the more
1000%.
Drinking gives you anxiety. It makes you act out of your normal self. And a lot of couples that I know get into major fights when they're drinking. And you can't repair some fights. Some fights are irreparable if you don't know, like the John and Julie Gottman, the relationship experts. If you don't know how to repair a relationship, that relationship is very likely to fail, because you have to do specific things in order to create safety and repair.
Yeah.
And some people just aren't given, like, no one's given the tools unless you go to like a couples therapist or you do the research yourself.
100%. And I think, to your point, up until I was like 28, truly, I thought I wanted someone that like enjoyed going out, not all the time, but enjoyed going out to the bars, to the whatever. I realized that is not someone I want. I'm so lucky with the relationship I have now. We have such a healthy...
You and I have very similar relationships where like our men like want to stay in and low key.
And so do we.
Yeah.
So it's both sides, but it's like I remember I just always wanted to like go out and drink at night. Like, I don't enjoy that anymore. To each their own. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
In your 20s, that's what people are doing. Right. But like, get a better hobby, because drinking is not helping you.
No.
It's not helping you. It's not helping your relationship.
It was so normalized. Yeah. Especially for the millennials.
Like, let's put toxic chemicals in our body.
Right.
And not act how we should be acting and just mask it all.
And
but you should learn the social skills without alcohol.
Yes. And no husband or wife want their partners going out getting shit-faced.
No, that's for the streets. That's literally someone for the streets.
100%. But it took, because like I said, it was so normalized, especially like with our millennial group. That's literally, binge drinking was like huge.
Oh my God, we lived for the weekend.
Truly.
Like, it's
even in college,
such a waste
more than
of
the
weekends.
It really was, because then you're hungover. There are studies out there. It's proven fact that you are not, you're not yourself and in your clear state of mind for days after.
Alcohol is literally, that's why I'm exploring sober curiosity. The only safe amount of alcohol is 0. It is a complete toxin to your body. It is poison.
It kills brain cells.
Even red wine, the new studies came out. And that was our parents' generation, like the boomers. All these studies were like, red wine is good for like cholesterol or whatever the hell they said. No, there's no safe amount of alcohol. No alcohol is good for you.
And if you're going to do it, just be responsible. Stay in control, because, again, not something I practiced when I was in my 20s, because everyone was binge drinking. I literally only would take shots until like 27. It was bad. I knew I needed to change, because I'm not saying I was an alcoholic by any means, but I definitely
but you
partied in college.
The right partner either when you have that. Like, a guy doesn't want Sloppy the pig.
Mature partners.
He wants a wife.
Right. Mature partners don't want that, and family-oriented partners, most of them won't want that. And I don't want that. When I was out having fun, it was fun to meet people that were doing the same things, and like I thought that's what we connected on, and that was fun. But as soon as I was in a relationship with someone, I didn't want to do that, but they continue to want to do that.
Yeah, that's
every now and
not
then
for
it's
me.
fine, but like
We can have fun every now
Right.
and then, but like we're living to go out on the weekends.
Right.
Go get a friggin' hobby. Go read a book.
I know.
Go do something.
I know, and it sounds so hypocritical, but
No, but you can't even have.
we've been there, and we know that we've
have
wasted so much
partied.
time.
I promise I have partied enough for everyone.
I know.
So no one, just take it easy.
I know.
Okay?
Trust me, when we say this,
We
know
had
what
fake
we're talking
IDs.
about.
I've been going out since I was 15. I'm now 30. Okay. I started the fake ID group at high school. We sent a bunch of money to California. They came back with these mint fake IDs. Oh my God, they were so good.
I don't think I was
were
not
you
in
in-
on that.
No?
But I got my first fake ID when I was a freshman in college, my first semester. So
Like,
I did have that.
I
Yeah.
don't, are the kids still doing fakes these days?
I honestly have no idea.
Oh my God, those, like, what a time to be alive. But
I
like,
know.
yeah, we were in horrible relationships. And this is
And it's-
relationship. We're going off on a tangent
Right.
because now I'm just like, oh my God, those times were so
I
much
know.
fun.
I mean, but I will say, like, the people that were in relationship, they weren't necessarily bad people at all. It's just we did not drive, or, you know, I was toxic, so I was definitely bringing toxicity to the relationship. There were definitely toxic traits about my exes that they were bringing to the relationship, and it just did not jive. And like, when you're going out drinking, yeah, that's a mess.
Yeah.
So I'm very
So-
happy with the stable and great relationship that I have right now. Very blessed with that. I have a great man. He's amazing.
You also have to vet these people before
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, so what I did, and I don't know if you did this too, or like just made a mental note, but I
Yes.
literally wrote down
Everything
every
you
single
wanted.
thing that I wanted in a
Yes,
man.
me too.
And
Also, you can't be, the other thing is you need to be realistic. Like, have like a
no,
top.
be delusional.
No,
Go
no.
be delusional. You
have
can
your
get
top
whatever you
four.
want.
Have your top four things that you absolutely must have. Mine is like respect, kindness, loyalty, hardworking. Like, that's what I need, you know? Then you can have others that, like, of course, like, there's things you want. Like, there's so many traits in a partner.
I wanted someone with brown hair. I'm going to be married to someone with blonde hair. You know what I mean? That is like, we can play with that. But like when it comes down to core values,
Right.
shit that actually matters that they bring to the table, like
Right.
that's like height. Thank God we both lucked out with height.
I know.
But I didn't want to sacrifice that. Like I did not want to sacrifice height.
I was
We're both
starting to
very
lower
tall
my
girls.
standards with the height.
We love our short kings. We
Mm-hmm.
do love our short kings, but I'm just very tall. I can't do it. I want to wear 6-inch
It's
heels.
more of a security thing with mine. But honestly, I don't even care. Like, yeah, it was fine.
Basically what we're saying is don't sacrifice the good things for a guy with a pretty face and who you can climb like a tree. Like you need to be able to have a lot of the same values.
Yes. It
But-
sounds cliche, but it's so true because at the end of the day, that's if you can't agree on those basic things, like core values, if you can't be respectful to each other, if you don't have a friendship with each other,
You have to be best friends. And
do.
you also, your relationship is a reflection on yourself. If your partner is out partying and you don't want to party, if your partner is out doing things that don't align with your values, that's a reflection on your energy and the energy that you keep around. And they also say that when you have sex with someone, your souls are like so tied together. It's like the most impactful thing with your souls that you get all of their energy. So if you're having sex with someone who's extremely toxic
Yeah.
and negative, like you just absorbed all of that energy into you. Like guard your energy.
yeah. And the other thing is like if you allow them to treat you the way
You teach people, you're saying you teach people
yes,
how
you are,
they can treat you.
yes, exactly.
By what you put up with. If you
Exactly.
don't set boundaries.
And if they are treating you a certain way and you've mentioned it, I would say once, maybe twice, that you don't like
we're
it.
done with, yeah.
Done. You need to cut them off because, and it's hard. Stop thinking, no, they'll change. No,
They're
stop
not
making
going
excuses.
to change.
They're not.
They really shouldn't have made that mistake in the first place.
It's not, but that's the thing. It's not even mistakes. Like there's certain characteristics
Yeah.
or you're just not compatible. Like you're
Yeah.
not compatible. If they think this is okay and you don't think it's okay, or if they continue to treat you a certain way that you don't want to be treated, it doesn't make you feel good, but they continue it, they're not changing. That's them showing you, one, they don't respect you. Two,
They do not respect you. Oh my God. And
this is who
respect
they are.
is all you need. You need respect.
Yeah. I was definitely stuck in a loop of like hope and had this like fantasy image in my head of what I thought it would be like, oh, if I just give it time, oh, if this happens, like, but no, like, you just need to take things at face value, and you need to be strong because you're just prolonging the hurt.
It's really not that deep. If a guy, men are like predators and us ladies are the prey. If a man wants you, you will know. If you have to question whether he wants you, he does not want you.
1,000%.
It should never be a question in the back of your head.
It should not.
The minute I met my fiance, I was like, he's so friggin' obsessed with me. I can't get him away. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to be obsessed with you. And if he's not, then that's your answer. Like, you don't need to, it's not some deeper thing. He's not hiding from his feelings. He's not trying to, no, he's not into you. A guy will not let his dream woman go.
He won't make excuses as to why he can't see you. He will make the time. People, think about it. Things you want to do, you make the time. Things that are important to you, you make the time. So, like, don't be delusional. Don't
be delusional about your dreams. Don't be delusional about men.
Right. And I have friends that make excuses for certain things, and I'm just like, no. And again, I was guilty of it. I was so guilty of it. But no.
We were all guilty. And
of course.
I feel like the main thing is, like, we could say whatever we want.
Right.
No one is going to listen to us until they have to be like,
truly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we could give all the advice in the world unless they're dragged, or you and I had to be dragged through the mud in a relationship and really learn, wow, this shit was not for us.
Yeah. But also, I don't want to negate the fact that there are emotionally and mentally abusive relationships. Physical, it's obvious to spot, but it's not very obvious to spot emotional and mental abuse, right? There's also financial abuse, but that's a little easier to spot if they're withholding you from funds.
Yeah.
But it is
Could
hard.
never be me. What? I can't go shopping?
I know. Literally.
Goodbye.
You're not giving me $500? No, not that.
Goodbye.
I know. But no, it is hard to spot. But that's why it's really important, especially as women, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen to men, but it's more frequently women.
It definitely happens to men too, 100%. For sure.
Know the signs of what emotional abuse is. Just be super self-aware, because you don't want to get in a cycle. If you're unhappy, that is like one of the biggest signs.
No, feel what's going on in your body.
Right.
Just take a mental break. How do I feel when they leave the room? Am I relieved? That's probably not a person you want to be around. Am I anxious when they come in? Like, take note and listen to your body. Your body is picking up on energy and vibes, and that is not wrong. So, like, I don't want to say you allow people to abuse you, but it gets to a point where if you're not leaving, you are showing them that you are going to allow this energy, and they're going to keep doing it.
Right. And that is not victim blaming whatsoever. That's just, if you know, this is if you know. If you don't know, it's a
if
different
you don't
situation.
know, hopefully someone is letting you know
hopefully
that
you
this
have
is
a
what's
support
going
system.
on. Okay, guys, the camera literally just died. So if you see us at a different height or an angle,
just know.
Just know we're trying our best. This is what, our 4th episode?
Yeah. No.
5th. Because we did the 2 solos.
Yeah.
So, like, just wait till we get more down the line. Like,
I know.
The shit's gonna be popping.
Yes. But yeah, back to relationships. The biggest takeaway, definitely in your early to mid 20s, even you're up until you're really in any relationship, but more specifically.
Really in any relationship, but
yes.
it's harder in your 20s because that's when you're
still
first starting out.
And developing. You're still growing.
Trying to figure out your shit, trying to figure out yourself.
And emotional maturity is such an amazing feeling.
Go see a therapist. Like, honestly, go see a therapist and just accelerate that and like get that going.
But I would say the biggest takeaway is
be yourself.
Be self-aware.
Yeah.
And don't take it at face value for what it is. Know your core values, or know exactly what you want in a relationship. And if it's not happening, you're going to need to move on because you're just prolonging something that's going to end anyways.
Be yourself. Don't be up their ass. If you are with them 24/7, that's probably toxic. You need some time to do your own things.
Have the discussion with your partner.
Don't rely on them to be your lifeline. You are your own person.
And if it's the other way around and they're more...
Oh, that would give me the ick.
They want...
Immediately.
They're
I wouldn't be able to
not
do that.
wanting to be away from you. You need to have that conversation with them, and they hopefully will respect your boundaries.
And be self-aware enough to be like, oh, let me pump the brakes.
Right.
And let's get a hobby.
Right. But there is something I want to touch on. as well in relationships. Oh, insecure guys.
Oh, can we please talk about insecure guys? Abby has dated them all. I've dated one, but he was also a drug addict. I tend to date a lot of drug addicts. Girls don't do it. Just run.
I can't say the same. But
I didn't know, but
I mean,
subconsciously I might have.
Yeah, it's very
because it kept
easy,
happening.
like, yeah, I don't know. Your college years and
Listen,
early to mid 20s are weird.
insecure guys.
Yeah, they are the worst.
Honey, go see a therapist.
know.
Go get the help you need.
Because it comes
Let
out.
the girl be a bad bitch. Let her do her thing.
Respectfully, of course.
Like,
I mean, of course, if you're wearing outfits
if you're being an absolute whore,
right,
then I understand that. No guy, well, then just leave her. What are you doing? If you don't want to be with a whore, then leave her.
Right. But
you knew she was a whore when you dated her. It's not like it was a surprise.
And like, of course, like I've been in relationships with guys do not like what I'm wearing. And it's like, I'm not wearing that.
Straight to jail.
Literally. I've had moments like where the guys like would call me names, literally be like, you're a fucking whore, blah, blah, blah. All because of the outfit I decided to wear, which the outfits were not bad. I remember
a dress?
There was literally one,
because you have a good body, you're a whore.
Right. There was literally one outfit. It was like a deeper like cut bodysuit, but it was long sleeve. I had long black leather pants on, and I was ringed out.
Absolutely
for
ridiculous.
that. It was actually insane.
That's
honestly.
a toxic man. Run away. He will never let you be who you want to be.
Yeah, it was very that was toxic, and it did not end well. But insecure.
It never does. It
doesn't.
never does with an insecure man. They're always going to be terrified of you being yourself and like going 100%. Out in the world.
So I felt like I could not be myself. I still feel like I kind of am slightly traumatized.
One time I dated a guy. I don't think you and I were friends at this point. I was wearing a cufflink bracelet and he called me a whore. I was like, this is a bracelet.
Literally. No, literally. It was insane.
Girls, run away.
There's
give me another story.
I mean, my bathing suits. So
you had to take all of your Instagram pictures down. Abby literally had the most fire Instagram pictures.
But I would say, like, honestly, I personally respected this person at the time. And I was like, no, it wasn't. I did that one out of respect. Like, I was like, it doesn't make you feel comfortable. I wasn't told to necessarily do it, but the energy I was getting was like, it didn't make me feel comfortable, like me being in a bikini pic. It wasn't like I was showing off or anything like that.
Abby was just in a bikini
that
pic,
was it.
And her partner didn't want that on Instagram.
So I removed it. I didn't care.
Insecure. Personally, for me, I think that's extremely insecure. Unless you were like, your butthole was out in the picture.
No, it was
like,
there was.
No, I know. You were just sitting down in a bikini. If I go on anyone's Instagram page right now, I'm sure I can find a picture of them in a bikini.
Right.
It's just because you're a bad bitch.
I know. No, trust me. I had plenty of those moments. But yeah, no. Insecure guys, they will bring you down.
Those poor things.
You need to focus on yourself because truly, like in an all serious note, it can absolutely affect your self-esteem and what you feel your self-worth is.
Absolutely.
You need to get.
They get in your head. They get in your head and they make you think that you're the problem.
Yes.
Because they're so insecure and jealous and they're having a hard time regulating themselves. That's why who your partner is so important. If they cannot regulate themselves, you are never going to be regulated around them unless you regulate for them, which you should not be doing. You should not be helping your partner regulate. Go get a therapist. That's what a therapist is for. Do some box breathing.
Right.
But like, that's just what that insecurity is.
Yes. And the same goes for girls. If you're insecure, you're going to project that into your relationship
and then the guy will cheat.
You need to do some.
Not necessarily, but a lot of insecure girls that I know ended up getting cheated on because the guy.
Well, you're nagging. You're obsessed about, like, you're giving them shit for doing anything outside of being with you. Like, again, it goes back to
not a good look.
Codependency. It's not good. You need to. If you're insecure, you shouldn't even be in a relationship.
No, do the work yourself. That way, when you get out, I used to be so insecure with one guy that I dated that we couldn't even watch The Sopranos because Tony Soprano wanted to sleep with Dr. Melfi, his therapist. And that would give me such bad anxiety that I couldn't even watch it around him.
Oh, no.
And I realized, like, now I watch The Sopranos with my fiance. We already went through it once.
Right.
But, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I I had to evolve to get better.
Right.
And then I realized, wow, I actually was the problem. Something wasn't right with me. So I'm not just going to jump around from guy to guy expecting them to fix me when I need to fix myself first to then be in a stable relationship. It starts with you.
Yep. And I used to get very insecure when there were nude scenes. Like, this is how crazy I was. Like, when I was younger.
Good tits in the
No, but I was so insecure, and I didn't, I was like,
give me an example of a nude scene.
definitely The Sopranos.
The Sopranos?
The entire time.
Oh, because the strippers and their boobs?
Did I say anything? Potentially I did. I was probably like, why are you licking? Or whatever.
Oh my God.
I probably would be like that. But I knew I was the problem. Like, I knew I was, but also like, why are you looking? No, I'm kidding.
Also, like, gouge your eyes out when the strippers come on the scene.
Yeah, like
go
what?
sit on a tuffet.
But no, I mean, to be fair, shows like that I don't like a lot of nudity anyways in shows. Like, I'm like, what is the point? Like, this is overkill. And I'm
Well,
just
the
like,
Sopranos, they were in a strip club. They had to follow the brand.
of course, but like in a game,
We love the Sopranos in this house.
Yes, I do love The Sopranos too. But it totally gave me anxiety watching it.
Yeah.
It totally did. Like, there are certain shows.
I bet if you watched it right now, you wouldn't get anxiety.
No.
You're in a stable,
Yes.
you did the work on yourself. Yeah.
Yep. But there are shows that do give me anxiety, like to this day, which is like
Love Island.
literally Love Island, The Ultimatum.
Those shows are such phony.
They're so lame, and like that is just not real world. And that's
No,
so
and
toxic.
like it is very toxic. Like those people, I feel very bad for them because I bet
Right.
that it's like cortisol inducing overstimulation. You're not really everything, you're mic'd up. So like no one's really authentic
Right.
because you know that you're going to be shown on air.
Yeah. I just, whatever. Every now and then I'll watch a show if I'm
I only
absolutely
watched
bored.
it to watch Hookup crash out. And then like it wasn't getting any more juicy and I was like, I'm done.
No. So, but yeah, just again, take away from this is if you're insecure, don't even enter the relationship. You need to focus on yourself and work on yourself. If you're with an insecure man or vice versa, you're with an insecure partner,
Run for the hills.
it won't, they need to do their own work because
And
it will not
it's
work.
not just going to be, start therapy. No, that's going to take years of doing the work. It took me years doing extensive EMDR therapy. Everyone's trauma is different, but if they have a deep past of trauma, this isn't like, we're not talking a 6-month journey. We're talking like a 5-year journey.
Yeah.
Like it takes a while. Trauma's stored in your body and you need to
100%.
find out a way to release it all.
And of course, it's not a saying don't get in a relationship, but like,
Don't date in your 20s.
Don't date.
Guys only want one thing.
I know. Just be very cautious, like very cautious and go for someone you would want to date. Like, so go for someone that you'd let your daughter date or you'd let your son date. Like, you need to really think about who do you want to.
It's hard if you don't have kids. Because when you have kids, like you really are like, oh, if you ever spoke to my daughter like this.
Or the best thing to do is when you're not in a relationship, write down what you will not tolerate. Because it's easy to forget when you're in the relationship and you're love blind. So you'll always have that in your notes.
So this is my favorite saying. A boundary is like the lines on the road or a line in the sand. If someone crosses that line, they crossed your boundary, and that's when you have to put your foot down. If they keep crossing your boundary, they do not respect you. Boundaries are very straightforward, but I think we kind of forget, like, you just need to know what your exact boundary is. Mine, you're not going to name call me.
Right.
You're not going to raise your voice at me.
Nope.
It's like...
Because if they do that, then they'll think that's okay to keep doing, like, oh.
And then it creates a tumultuous relationship.
Truly, you'll resent them, and it's not a healthy
No. And then you have to do
start.
A lot of repair. And in your 20s, I don't think couples counseling and repair is like that realistic because you're in your 20s, go find someone else who can work on yourself.
You're in your prime too. So don't waste your prime years on terrible partners.
On an
Please don't.
insecure man.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself.
Or female.
Yeah.
But okay, I think we like touched on everything.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's so many, we could tell a lot of piping hot tea stories and like there's so many rabbit holes we could have gone down, but just like
I think we touched on the main
relationship
points that
and if you guys want to hear
important.
something like more specific and you want us to dive in, like we'll absolutely go ham on that for you.
DM us on Instagram, comment on our
YouTube.
Yep. Definitely.
Just hit us up, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. We can't wait to see you on the next episode of Hot for Health.